Did Kwame Kilpatrick rob a charity supposed to help the city he loved? The feds came out swinging again in this third week of testimony and used some of Kilpatrick's former friends to build the case against him. 7 Action News investigator Ross Jones takes a look at a wild week of testimony.
Kwame Kilpatrick often reminds people that before he was mayor, he was a football player. Well, his criminal trial this week probably felt like an all-out blitz. The feds came after Kilpatrick and his old charity, charging that he helped himself to funds supposed to help the city.
I'm tired. I mean, this is a tough case. Yeah.
Defense lawyers sometimes struggle to mount a defense to the slew of accusations that Kilpatrick used his civic fund for things like deep tissue massages, facials, and pedicures, paying college tuition for his sister and cousin, even yoga lessons. The list seemed endless, and it left heads spinning. Could you use some yoga after a day like this? And they said Kilpatrick traveled the country on the charity's dime, taking lavish trips like an almost $9,000 vacation to a California resort, an expense 7 Action News exposed more than 5 years ago. In court, lawyers played this clip from our story when the mayor's then press secretary, Matt Allen, explained who foot the bill for the ritzy trip.
So the mayor personally paid for this personal trip?
For the family trip, the mayor paid for that trip.
Well, that wasn't true, and when Matt Allen testified this week, he said he only repeated what the mayor told him. He said it wasn't his proudest moment either, adding that he felt he had his pants pulled down in public. The mayor insists the trip wasn't all fun. His lawyers say he was also there to raise money for the charity. They didn't say if he actually did. The Fed's most devastating witness this week was April Edgar. She's Christine Beatty's half-sister, and for a while she sat on the board of the Civic Fund, even though she told us she didn't know what it did back in 2009.
My whole thing was just taking over after Miss Beatty left, and I basically just took over as the secretary of signing checks. I really don't even understand what the Civic Fund is for, to be honest with you.
Well, that didn't stop her from signing check after check after check. She made them out to a summer camp for Kilpatrick's kids, posh hotels like the Four Seasons, to water park resorts across the country, even to the moving company that took Kilpatrick's furniture to Dallas. She wrote almost all of them, she said, because the mayor told her to. Defense lawyers did their best to mount a defense, like when attorney Jim Thomas suggested it was Christine Beatty who controlled the fund's purse strings, not Kilpatrick.
She signed every check, almost every check. I mean, but there's no blame involved.
And paying for summer camp for the mayor's kids? Thomas said it fulfilled the charity's mission to educate Detroiters, even if their last name was Kilpatrick. And he said the line between business and pleasure can be a blurry one. Yoga might seem like a purely personal expense, but if it makes the mayor more relaxed and focused, that's a benefit, he said, to the city. And just how paranoid was Kilpatrick as mayor? Well, one witness said this week that he used $1,400 in civic fund money to buy spy gear, even having his office swept for bugs. And to hide from reporters when he traveled out of town, Kilpatrick booked his hotels under the name Kevin Kitchen. Well, court resumes for Mr. Kitchen on Tuesday. I'm Ross Jones, 7 Action News.
Great work as always, Ross.